everyone. It is me, Dee, other known as knitnpurldee on Instagram or on Ravelry. Also go by the name of Denise, which is actually my name, but a lot of people are starting to call me Dee now, which is amazing. So I am coming to you from Ottawa, Canada. We are the nation's capital. And I'm here just to basically talk to you, if you're new to my channel, a little bit about knitting. Obviously very similar to other podcasts out there. So kind of talking about my purchases, what I've been working on, finished objects, if I have any plans during the month, what I'm focusing on for the month. I'm trying to sort of have a rough idea of what I like to finish or focus on during the month that I'm working. So, right now, the month of March, I'm kind of looking at what I want to finish or things that I just really want to progress on. I kind of come up with a bit of a rough plan, and I can show you that, but it's really rough, and whether I get to those, I'm not really holding myself accountable, really. It's knitting, supposed to be in, enjoyment and whatnot, so I'm not too stressed about it, but I just like to kind of have an idea of how far I get on a project, how long it might take me to finish, which is kind of cool. All right, so if you're new to my channel, you can hit subscribe or like my video. Feel free to comment on what you are working on. I'd love to hear what everyone is working on and getting ideas of other projects or other patterns that I may not know of. And that's that. So I do have a whip. I have two whips. I have one that I'm extremely excited about. And the other one is super cute. So I will start with the cute one. So this is my February gnome, and it is Noodles. It's a pattern by Imagine Landscapes. It's in her book. And the yarn came from Leo and Roxy. It was a kit that I purchased. Actually, I have a few left. I have actually a lot left over because it's a very small gnome. Noodles is the smallest gnome out of the book. Yeah, so that's my Noodles. These stripes are actually within the yarn, so I did not have to actually stripe them. So that's sort of what the back looks like. I did not weigh her down properly, so she is a bit wobbly. I put some money in here, but I was using leftover yarn bits to stuff rather than the fiber fill. And I think the stuffing is just kind of making her a little bit more wobbly. Usually if I put a few coins in here, it tends to weigh it down really well, but she's a tad wobbly, so she's leaning on her gnome buddies to stay up. So the yarn that I actually have left over from that project is this. So quite significantly, a good amount of it left over, which is really great because I am working, or I'm going to be casting on in the spring or summer. I think I'm going to land with a shawl, but I might need some extra colors, so I might be looking at maybe incorporating these into it. And I have this whole one that I actually did not use. So the set came with this, that, and a sort of creamy color as a set from Leo and Roxy. And I thought it would be really cute for the month of February, given all the pinks and cream colors. It was just really cute. And it was a little gift to myself. So that was for my February one. So this is, again, my Noodles. All right, my next one I just finished a few days ago. It is my pants. So as you know, if you watched my first episode from the month of January, I have been working on tan line joggers. The joggers are, I'm using, let me see, I think I have the tab here. So it's Louise Robert, collection. So Louise Robert collection, and it is from Biscotte Yarns store. So that's the label. It's showing up a little bit backwards, but it is super sock, 75/25. And it's not a standard color that they have in stores. So it was what they call a unique dye, or générique, I guess is what they wrote down, but it's kind of like a unique color. So It's not something that they carry very often. When I did buy the yarn from the store, I had purchased, I believe it was 3 skeins. I think it was 3 skeins. And as I was working through my pants, I was getting a bit worried. I was at my knees on the pants and I only had a skein left. So I went back to the Biscotte Yarns store and checked with them. They actually had a few more skeins that were dyed the same day at the same time. So like same dye lot. Was very, very lucky. So I did purchase both of them. And in the end, I ended up having some yarn left over. I have a whole skein that I did not even unwind yet. Actually, you can kind of, I think it's that guy there. Boop. I have a whole skein that I did not unwind, and I still have about half a skein left. So I don't think I needed that much, but I got a little bit scared. So one didn't really want to play yarn chicken with these ones. So that is the yarn that I use. Let me stand up and I'll see if I can show you what they look like. If it's not working out well on camera, I will post a picture. Okay, so I'm gonna move my chair out of the way. All right, so hoping this is gonna work well. So the pants have a folded down rib. So it's kind of, you pick up here. It's a provisional cast on, you pick up. And it's supposed to be a folded down, and there's a purl ridge just to kind of help it sit better. So I did block it that way so it feels like it's sitting a lot better. And it has, it's hard to see on the details. I don't know if you'll see it here. Maybe if I angle this down a little more. Where is it? Yeah, it's kind of hard to see on camera, but there is a slip stitch pattern that goes throughout all the way down. And so that ends up going all the way down to the bottom. I ended up making them, 3/4 lengths. This is so awkward to do on video. And yeah, so they fit very, very well. The only thing is I'm a little bit worried that over time they will stretch too much. So I did purchase elastic thread that I will weave into the waistband. And then that should kind of bring it in a little bit more. The designer is Briana Luppino, Little Wolf Knits, and actually with this pattern she does have a video tutorial on how to weave in the elastic thread. So I will watch that and I will add that just to make sure. But they fit really well and they're so comfortable. I'm glad that I didn't go with a full length pant because I feel like I'll get more use out of them being 3/4 length, sort of capri length. Because I'll be able to wear them in the spring, the fall, probably the summer if it's not too hot out. And in the winter at home, you know, I can always wear them around the house and stuff. So yeah, and the color is just fantastic. So very happy about these. These are my latest whips. I was really focusing on these pants, trying to get them done. And so I don't really have any other finished objects. I do have a current work in progress. One of my work in progress is my March gnome, which I can show you where I'm at with it. The name of the pattern, though, is escaping me. It is from the book. I will post it. I will add it here in the video. But because it's March and I was thinking St. Patty's Day, I kind of went with a bit more of a greeny color. He will have sleeves. So it's a sweater and then you pick up for the bottom afterwards, and it has this folded down sort of hat. Very cute with a little pom-pom at the top. I have a lot of ends to weave in on this one, but the stripes, I've incorporated them myself. The yarn is from Leo and Roxy again, so when I purchased the kit for February, I also purchased a kit for the month of March. And let me see, I can show you. So the kit came with this neon green, bright teal blue, a darker blue, and obviously this for the beard. I'm not even going to unwind this one. I'm going to hang on to it because I still have the other white cream color from February that I'm working my way through. So I won't need this one for a bit. So I'm going to hang on to this because this could be good. I believe it's sock base. I believe, yeah, it's a natural sock. So I believe that there's nylon in it. So this could even be good for heel and toe on some socks or whatnot. So I will hang on to that one. So that is that whip. The other whip that I wanted to talk to you about, sorry, I'm grabbing everything from my desk here, is the Downtown Hoodie from Tori U. So this one I had casted it on, I think it was in the month of December, if I'm not mistaken. I am using yarn from the Lab Fibers, so local yarn dyer here in Ottawa. I've used her yarn in the past for a summer top that I did. It was a colorway that she had dyed for Knit City in Toronto last year, if I'm not mistaken. And so I decided, when I went to Twist Yarn Festival in Saint-André-d'Avelin, she had a booth there and decided to pick up some more yarn. This hoodie, thankfully, is DK. It is going by very fast. So in case I didn't mention it, it's the Downtown Hoodie by Tori U. So this, I'm going with a dark gray color. It's kind of giving a purpley shade, but it's really dark gray. I'm at a point now in my hoodie that the hoodie pattern calls for, I think it may be like this. The hoodie pattern calls for some stripes if you want to add stripes. And I do. And I'm going to be adding in stripes from my leftover yarn from these lovely pants. So it's going to have this, you know, I guess the color is sort of like a maroony red, pink, purpley color. It's hard for me to pinpoint the color itself, but I'm going to add that into the hoodie. So technically I will have a complete outfit that kind of goes together. So I'm very excited about that. So this is going to get a bit of love for me this month, but not a lot of love because I'm starting a test knit for Briana Luppino. So she's the one that designed these pants that I'm wearing, and also the second abs sweat skirt that I made for her test knit last year. So I'm test knitting again for her. It's a, she calls the pattern is called a skater skirt, or skater dress, I should say. It's very cute. It has sort of, the top kind of looks more like a tank top, sort of. It's got the little straps fitted, and then it sort of balloons out for the skirt portion of the dress. So I'm going to be working on that. For that one, I am using Leo and Roxy again. This is like the Leo and Roxy show. I'm using Leo and Roxy again. I did my swatch. This color was from the Advent from Leo and Roxy 2023. Yes, 2023. Totally tubular. And I reached out to them to see if I can get extra skeins of the main color from the Advent because I really liked it. So that's the main color from the Advent. So I do have, I believe, 4 skeins of this. So I'm going to be making the dress with this. It is not blocked yet. I did my swatch in the round. I'm not cutting it in case I do need it later. So it's just a little messy in the back. But I did double the number of stitches required lengthwise, or widthwise, I should say, just to make sure that I can get a really good measurement. So I will be blocking this. So far, pre-blocked, I believe I'm at 26 stitches for 4 inches, and the pattern is calling 26 inches, and the pattern is calling for 24. So I'll see how it blocks out from there, and then it should be good to go, hopefully. And if not, then I will look at seeing if I have something else that I can potentially use. But that's going to be my dress. So I will show more on this next month. Hopefully I'll have it done by the end of April. I believe I have until early May to complete for the test knit and provide comments back. It's only my second test knit, but I really did enjoy the first one. It's a lot of fun to kind of get a sneak peek into a new design, and also just to being able to provide some feedback and stuff. So it's kind of fun to do as well. So that is that with, let me double check. Ooh, I do have a few more acquisitions. So a friend of mine reached out to me, and we've decided to go half and half on the Yarn Inc. Advent from last December. Yarn Inc. had posted, I guess, on Instagram saying that they had extra advents, or they had dyed extra advents. So we decided, instead of spending as much money on getting a full one, that we would split it. And so how we're splitting the advent, and actually I started, you can see them here. So those are some of the colors here that are lined up. The way that we're splitting the advent is they are 25 20-gram minis. So we are splitting them into 10-gram mini balls. So we're each taking 10 grams of the 25 colors. And when I looked at the new Kintra pattern from Crea Bea, I noticed that it actually will use a little bit less than 10 grams if I use all 24 or 25 colors. So I think that's what I'm going to use mine for, but I'm not planning on casting that on until well into the fall, I believe. I don't know if I'll be able to do it before then, because I have a lot of whips to get through, and I kind of want to end the year this year whip free like I did in 23. All right, so that is that purchase. The other one that I did was, I want to make, the name is escaping me now, but it's very popular. What is the name of that pattern? Man, I hate getting older. I feel like I'm losing my memory. Anywho, it is a pattern, I believe, by Caitlin Hunter. It's not the Autumn Bloom. Anyways, I will put the name here. I had purchased in January or December. This, I had showed it on my last video, my last episode. I purchased this from the Grocery Girls. It is their exclusive colorway with Spin Cycle yarn, and I was trying to find a main color to go with this because I want to make a short sleeve summer top with it. And when I was watching the Grocery Girls video, Tracy had on, I think it was the Alpine Bloom, or it might have been something different, but it was exactly the colors that I really wanted. And so I ended up picking up the same color that Tracy put together. Sorry, Tracy, I'm copycatting you. It's from Frankie Gray Fibers. So that is Jody's company from the Grocery Girls. It is the color Phantom. So I'm going to be putting these together for a nice summer top. And this is going to become a priority most likely in the month of May, because I am going away on a trip in August to Europe, and I would love to bring this with me completed. So I'm going to see about maybe casting this on in the month of May. So we'll see. So I did buy what I needed for this. I believe it was 2 or 3 of these skeins, so I have that. And while I was on the Frankie Gray Fibers website, you know, to make it worthwhile my shipping costs, I picked up this, which is, it's the kit that they put together for the Wicked. So it's supposed to represent, you know, the good and the evil sort of colors from the movie. Yeah, so this is amazing. They are 50 grams each. So I believe I've got 400 grams of fingering weight. It will most likely make a long sleeve top or a 3/4 length sleeve top for me. So I'm going to fade this into a top. I'm thinking something sort of like the the So Faded sweater by Andrea Murray or something of that type. Or maybe I'll make something from Tin Can Knits and just fade it. But that is that. So the colors are Evergreen, Kate's Green, Elphaba, Wicked, Glinda, Popular, Oak Pink, and Hibiscus. So very cool. So yes, I picked up that. So those are officially my acquisitions. For my plans, like I mentioned before, I am doing, I'm going to be working on the test knit. I'm going to cast that on this week. I am also going to work a little bit on my tank or on my hoodie sweater this month as well. And I might give my Stromboli a little bit of attention as well. I would love to have it so that I can split for the front and back. It's knit bottom up. So I'm going to be doing that as well. So I think that is all for today. Oh, I have one more thing. I'm so sorry. Keep forgetting. I wanted to actually show this on my first video and completely forgot to do that. But in the month of January, my daughter had taken myself, my mother, and my mother-in-law to a place in Ottawa called the Mud Oven. It's one of those pottery painting workshops. So you go in, you choose your item, you paint it, and then they will put it in the kiln to, you know, to seal the color. And then you go back a week later to pick it up. And so they had yarn bowls. So I completely stole this idea off the internet. I was looking for ideas on how to paint my yarn bowl and saw that someone did sort of a beachy kind of feel. So I did the same thing. So it's kind of like the sand and then like waves coming in from the water. And that's sort of the back. And I just kind of did D and I put the 25 for the year. It is such a cool yarn bowl. I absolutely adore it. And those speckles were actually part of the color, so I didn't even have to add a speckle to it. It was already included in the paint, so that was really cool. Really fun exercise, really fun to do. We were there for about 2 hours, I think, painting. My mother-in-law made an eye, so she painted a little tray for her eyeglasses. My mom did a mushroom to put next to her gnomes that I made her. And my daughter painted a planter pot, and I believe it was a panda. So she painted that all black with the little ears. It's very cute. So she's using that as a planter. And yeah, so that's pretty much that. The month of March, I guess, is, you know, we have a few more weeks left and then we're going to be into April. The weather here is fantastic. I think today it's plus 10 degrees Celsius. So the snow is melting, which is amazing. And I have been rambling on now for, I think, almost 30 minutes, 23 minutes. I will leave you guys there. Yeah, so join me next month. I'll have another video out and I will give you guys an update on what else I've been up to. I will take a photo of these pants and then I will add this to the video as well and go from there. So thanks again everyone for joining me, and we have a great time knitting or crocheting or painting or cross stitching, drawing, whatever it is that you love to do. Get creative. It's super important for our mental health. It's a good way to detach from our day and wind down. So I wish you all a great rest of your day, and I will see you next time. Thanks so much. Bye.